Hey, everybody, welcome to podcast 32 for Side Hustle Heroes HQ. We have an exciting episode today. We're going to go over some numbers. It's going to be more than just our normal, last few things. We're going to go over that as well, of course. But what we're going to do today is we're going to go over our top items that we've sold, prepared to go over those items, talk about like where they came from and how much dollar value is connected to the commissions. And since we're here at the end of the year, we're going to talk about how much that mostly on mine, how much maybe we've made for the whole year. So, Andrew,
Sweet.
welcome, man. Are you ready to go? Are you excited?
I'm excited, man. I'm ready to go. Yes.
Me too. Me too.
It's later than usual, but hey, we got this, man. It doesn't matter what time of day. We could do this 3 a.m, couldn't we? This podcast and still bring the energy, right?
Oh yeah, man. I'm so excited. So my Andrew like said, "Hey man, let's go over this." So I started preparing for this podcast and I just got excited. I was like, "Man, I am so excited to talk about these numbers." So hopefully that's going to translate over the podcast today. Hopefully we can explain that in such a way where you can follow along just like you're here. But, it's numbers, so hopefully we can break it down simple where you can follow along and nobody gets lost and it's not boring. So
I'm already
Andrew,
confused.
what's up?
I'm already confused, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you actually stepped away a little bit. If you're watching, you saw Andrew
I don't
leave and
know
come
about
back.
all
So.
them numbers and stuff.
Well, since numbers are hard, why don't you kick us off with your, yesterday, 7-day, and 30-day numbers?
Yes, sir. I'm just kidding around. I love numbers. I love
I know you
data.
do.
If it's your first time podcast, no, there's not something wrong with me. Actually, there's a lot wrong with me, right, Jim Ed?
Yeah, you jumped out on that one pretty quick.
Where do you start, right? Where do you
Ooh.
start? Hey, do you like my generic looking shirt? It's got no logo whatsoever. You can actually have a shirt without a logo on it.
Well, I can only see you like from the neck up. I see mostly your living room. So if you could, if you guys are watching this, tell Andrew to learn how to frame his space more like what I do.
You have a blank wall,
Yeah, but look, you see, this is video 101. I mean, my head's not cut off, nor am I down here like you are at the bottom of the screen.
My head isn't cut off at all.
No, you've got 3 feet above your head.
That's great. Yeah, awesome.
All right. Anyway, for the people listening,
Is that better?
sorry.
Is that better for you?
Yes, much better for me. Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
Andrew, your numbers. People are wanting to know.
Okay, yesterday I hit a whopping $32 after having, hey guys, Christmas Day, the day before Christmas, there's people talking about, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Is the sky falling? People are like, it's Christmas. Amazon's not shipping nothing, okay? So everyone's freaking out. Not everyone, people are freaking out. It's fine, but we're climbing out of it. If my FBA numbers or any barometer for what's coming, barometer, whatever, any indicator for what's going on, what's going to be coming today, my FBA sales yesterday and today are just skyrocketing, higher than they were, a couple weeks ago, even last week before the slowdown. So hopefully we'll see hopefully we'll finish December really, really strong. So I'm pretty optimistic. Last 7 days.
So Andrew, do you remember when I'm sorry to interrupt your numbers there, but do you remember when we were talking on the podcast last week? I do because I re-listened to it today, but yeah. It's called Show Prep. But I was listening to it and I had mentioned, that we were 2/3 of the way through the month and the last third's not going to be so hot. And you're like, well, why is that? And I'm like, well, during the Christmas holiday, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 days that they're not going to ship anything because it's Christmas, right? So the people who are like, oh no, the sky's falling, what's going on with our numbers? I literally had numbers that were in the single digits. I don't have single digit days, but it's because they probably didn't ship anything on the day of Christmas and possibly the day after. But people still ordered. And then, of course, today was one of the first days that they actually started getting product moved out of the warehouse. So it got to bill and we saw our numbers. Anyway, I was just wanting to touch on that.
Like I just said.
And I predicted that last week.
Oh, so I see what you're saying.
Don't make it new information, baby.
Beautiful. And here's the thing. Those people who are complaining, they're not in our Facebook group, right? Because they're not listening to our podcast. So guys, listen to our podcast. They are listening to our podcast. Thank you for being here. So we need to get our podcast out to more people, man. Okay,
share it with a friend.
Yeah, last 7 days, $87, pretty rough because what we talked about. Last 30 days, $6.99. $6.99. So, it's the last couple months has been below $1,000 for me, but based on the amount of energy I put into this, I'm not too disappointed. I'm looking forward to bigger numbers come next year. Jim Ed, I'm going to be hitting much better numbers in January and February. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now.
Oh, really? What's going to change? What's going to make that happen?
Couple things, my brother. Couple things. Can't talk about it right now. It's a secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
my turn? It's because it's my turn to talk. Is that why? Let's go over my numbers. So yesterday had a great day. Again, that's just really because everything got shipped. $229 for yesterday. Last 7 days, as Andrew kind of alluded to, the same with his numbers, were terrible because there were 2 days with no shipping. So 802. I'm normally around that $1,400 mark. I was at 802 for the last 7.
Okay.
The last 30, now, of course, keep in mind, last 30 is going to hit that Black Friday time. So I've got a big last 30 of 61.89.
Yeah, yeah.
So far for December, $5,032. So I predicted I'd probably hit 7,000 for the month. I am now forecasting that to not be that high. We'll see. We do have a few days left, and Andrew thinks they're going to be pretty big. So they're not going to get to 7,000 big, but they may get close to 6. We'll see. I think November is actually going to play out to no, December will be bigger because I only hit 52 for November. So I'm gonna probably hit about similar for December.
Dude, my December is 581. Yeesh.
Yeah, you're usually about around 1,000, aren't you?
I'm just looking the trend here. Yeah, 1,022, and my best month at all ever was July, 1,300. And 1,300, then it went down to 907. September was 1,021. October was 702. November 778, and now 581 December so far.
Well, depending on which model of the Tesla you purchased, you would have been good making payments on that Tesla all the way up until this month, and you'd have been a little short.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this a little bit more. We'll talk about our numbers. So you got to put it into perspective. It's pretty wild. Like, what didn't exist for any of us in February, March, it just showed up. It's extra revenue that we did not expect to have. And that's the fantastic thing about it. And your numbers, when you talk about, look, seriously, in January, when we were just talking, if I said, hey, Jim Ed, you're going to have an extra X, I'm not going to say your numbers. You're going to have an extra X $1,000 in your bank account. At the end of the year, you're going to be like, whatever, dude. Like,
Never would have believed it.
like,
So,
if you hear the number, I know you're used to it because you're seeing your numbers every day, but it's pretty explosive, dude. That's pretty freaking awesome. Because
yeah,
you would
so
have been like, what did I do?
a little
Yeah,
insight with Andrew and I. We're both pretty fair earners. We're above average earners in our daily lives, and
I was, but
I just think about it. So like some of these numbers, it's like, oh wow, that's to some people that may be more than they make annually. Just my little side hustle here, and for others, it's just kind of like, oh well, it's not that much money.
right.
And I mean, I fall somewhere in between. Is I don't really say, well, that's not that much money. But anyway, what I was wanted to say for my numbers for 2023 so far, which probably add a couple hundred to this, be about it. But I'm at 40,165.
I thought you were gonna wait. But we're gonna talk about that later.
No, man, we're
Wow,
talking about it
the
right
cat is
now.
out of the bag. Okay, forty
Yes,
thousand dollars, dude.
40,000. So the thing to
Yeah,
remember about this 40,000, it's 40,000 extra dollars to our
right.
household income this year. So to say that that's been a game changer is an understatement. So, but no, dude, Andrew, I got so much to talk about on like what did what and all that stuff. It's going to be exciting. So I'm not worried.
But it's like
Yeah.
$40,000, dude. That's game changing income, and I'm gonna go ahead and take credit for that and say, hey, I'm the one who told you about it. So usually a good referral bonus in sort of my line of work is probably 10 to 20%. So
Really?
yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you want to, I have Venmo. I've got you can do a direct wire if you want to. I've got PayPal. So if you want to send
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
forward,
be in, I wouldn't want you to have to, absorb the fees of PayPal. I tell you what we usually do in our industry for a referral like that. Typically
yeah.
we'll buy them a nice dinner meaning lunch. So
Okay. How about this? How about 5% a nice dinner?
5% in a nice dinner. How about two nice lunches and we'll call it even.
Deal.
All right,
Yeah,
sold.
all right.
All
All right.
right,
Wait a
yeah,
second. That's already done. You've already done that. Dang it.
I know. Well, I'll get you a couple more. We'll work it out.
And no, good stuff. No, I'm really proud of you, man. You've worked really hard to make this money. And you've talked about this on a lot of our podcasts. You haven't just sat around. You busted your butt at work, and then you get home and you do all those reviews. So it just shows me that when you put your mind to something, you can really do it. And you believed in this also, right? You believe in this program. And guys, everyone who's on the fence, trying to figure out if they should do this or not, believe it. Jim Ed would not have spent all his freaking time on this if he didn't think he could make money. He's made $40,000, dude. So how many side hustles can you do that in less than a year? Not many at all. In fact, and Jim, I'm going to say there's a lot more people than you think that are making that much money. There's a lot of people. It's not just Jim Ed's not the only person, believe me. And even I've made whatever, almost $8,000. There's a lot of people who have made a lot less than that for sure. But those people probably just start towing the water, just quit. But even someone like me who did some action, that's probably more than I've made on any other side hustle other than probably Amazon FBA and maybe some other ones in the past. But put it this way, over the last 3 to 4 or 5 years, I haven't made anything more than this other than my FBA business with this business. $7,500, that's nothing to sneeze at. And so, guys, there's a nice spectrum here. Yeah, I know you have a lot to talk about, but this is like
Andrew,
pretty fantastic.
realistically, you've made $8,000, and I mean, collectively, what do you think you've spent time wise on this? You think you've spent 80 hours on it? But I'm talking about like just making videos.
Yeah.
My guess is you average less than around 10 minutes of video.
That's fair. Yep.
So you got 150 videos up. That's only 25 hours.
Yep.
You have spent, let's say 40. Let's round up to 40 hours on this, and you've made $8,000. I don't make $8,000 in 40 hours, dude. That's something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And hey, look, guys.
And this is not.
I'm going to plug here.
This is where we are. It's not stopping. It's going to continue.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the tip of the iceberg for sure. We're moving forward. And guys, look, the thing that's so cool about this is we're doing a course. I'm going to plug the course right here. We're doing a course, and there's things that I am just now putting together over doing almost 800 videos that I'm going to tell you, hey, you want to make more money than I have over the last 8 months, which is $40,000. Here's how you do it right here. Here's what you don't do. Here's the mistakes I've made with working with China. Here's how to avoid that.
Right.
So we're going to go over a little bit of that today in the podcast, but we will certainly be doing deep dives on all of that through the course.
And here's the thing, Jim,
provenazinfluencer.com.
Yeah.
Go there, get your information. The course drops in just a little bit, just a week or so. You're going to want to get in on this.
We're going to put a lot of time and energy into this, but what I'm most excited about is the community that's going to be there, and it's the Q&A. And to be there live is going to be a huge benefit to you because you'll be able to get your questions answered live. If you come after the fact, it's fine. You'll still get value, but you won't be able to get your questions answered, immediately like this. And so,
as a matter of fact, the Q&A portion will be cut. It won't be in the recorded class.
That is true. So, we'll figure out how to get all that stuff in there. But yeah, I think that we'll figure that out. But it just creates a little bit of noise in the course. However, it's a very important part of when you're at those live sessions. So anyway, I don't want to get in the weeds too much, but we're really excited about. You will get value from it. And Jim Ed, let's hear your numbers. And let's get into your really cool top 10, top 20, whatever, just to kind of break that down and see like what that looks like over the last year.
Absolutely. So there's going to be some stuff here that I'm going to get real specific on. And then there's some stuff that I'm not going to be, unfortunately, willing to share here on the podcast. Not really holding the stuff back, but there's some real specific items that I've had some wild success with that I've already got enough competition on those without sharing it with everybody. So anyway, just bear with me on a couple of these. I'm going to give you like somewhat of a category that they're in, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we're going to start off with my number one product. I'm going to tell you how much it retails for on all the items. I'm going to tell you how many I've shipped. We'll go ahead and we'll hit revenue and commissions. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, if this is something I've already owned, that I've taken a video of, if I've gotten it from a friend, or if I've received it free from China. So I'm going to go over my top 21 items. There are a couple of items that I have merged together because they were like items that were sold off of one video. So hope all of that makes sense. If not, hit me up for clarification in the Facebook page. Andrew, does that seem to make sense to you?
I think it does. And so, but I hope that you
Yeah.
can summarize as well and say, hey, this is some of the stuff from the Chinese suppliers. This is here. I'd like to hear price points as well of the top 25. Hopefully you're getting to this. 10 of them or half of them or something are $100 or more. And then maybe like 2 of them are like less than, $50. Are you going to be doing that kind of stuff also?
Yes, I can. One thing I am going to, yeah, I've got all that. I've got all that info.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right.
Summary level stuff also. Summary level stuff also would be great.
So we're going to go 20 items. The first item is in an outdoor category. The item retails for $1,385, $1,385. And this is everything we're going to go over here is what I have shipped this year. We're at the end of the year.
Yeah.
This is what I've shipped this year. So outdoor item, $1,385. I shipped 108 of them. The total revenue was $136,000, and my total commissions is $5,777. So I bought this one item, and this happened to be an item that I had to have. This wasn't oh man, maybe I should buy this exercise bike because it might sell and I might work out on it. This was a have-to-have item, and it's paid for itself.
Let's just do commissions, not revenues, though. Okay, if you don't mind, that's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, man, no problem. So I bought it. I bought it for $1,385. Sold 108 of them. I made $5,777.
Nice.
All right. The next item is a bathroom item. I purchased for $400.
Mm-hmm.
Sold 98 of them. And I purchased this. The commission is $2,200.
Nice.
You know what, though? That one was one of the ones that was merged together, and I didn't merge how many shipped. So the shipping might be a little bit off. So the commissions the percentage might seem to be a little off if you math it out. But that is what I made. That is the retail. I probably shipped a few more units than that. The next item is another outdoor item. It is related to my number one item. This is my number 3 item. It retails for $800. Shipped around in the 30s. This was another merged item. And then I made $1,717 on those. All right, we're getting to the 4th item. I'm going to tell you what this one is. This is a $100 dash cam. This dash cam, I don't remember when I put it up, but it's only been up for a few months. It's not something that's been up early on. A lot of these products that are at the top were pretty early on products when I started the program. This one is not so much early on.
Yeah.
Retails for $100, shipped 638 of them. My total commission's $1,343.
Hey, is that the most sold item?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 638. Okay, let's put a little pin in that. Let's talk about that a little bit more after. But that's significant, okay? $100 item, 638 times. Did you ship it, the item yourself? Did you have to box that up and ship it? Absolutely not. No. Amazon took care of that. You got commission for that. Doesn't matter how many times that thing sells or how little or how much it sells. You don't have to touch it. You did a review.
No, and bigger than that, no revenue tied up in it. I didn't have to buy the product.
Whew. Nice.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. That's great. Yeah.
All right. My number 5 item, I'm also going to tell you what this is. It's my Dominator basketball goal. This is a $2,700 basketball goal. I bought this thing, installed it well before I got into the program. We moved. Gosh, I put this in probably almost a year before I started the program. But this was just one of the things that when we moved to this property, we were going to put in a nice basketball goal. Thing retails on Amazon for $2,700. I have sold 20 of those. My commission on that is $1,178. So that item has not paid for itself yet, but I expect it to.
And if you
The
don't,
next item is a
it doesn't matter. You're using the
uh-huh.
basketball hoop, right? If you don't pay for it, it's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
A thousand
Yeah.
dollars,
I was
dude.
buying it anyway.
1,000 freaking
Yeah.
dollars on that, just doing a
Yeah.
review. You spent a
Not
lot of
bad.
time on that review, okay? But is it worth $1,000? Yes.
Well, the funny thing is, yeah, I didn't really on that one because what I did was I had done a YouTube video on the install and I just chopped that YouTube video up
There
into
you
a
go, man.
shorter video
Beautiful.
for Amazon. So kind of spent some time on it, but I'd kind of already done it anyway. The next item is a airless paint sprayer. So this is an item I already had. I have a paint sprayer, so why not review it? This item retails for $429. I sold 36 of them, and I made all my money back. $561 in commissions. So we're on up to our sixth item. All of these so far, I already purchased, I already owned. So
Yeah.
the China product hasn't entered in yet. All right. Product number 7, Lincoln Electric Welder. So I got a little creative with this one. I think Andrew looks at this as a little bit of the gray area. This is the entry level Lincoln Electric Welder. Put it on the latest Lincoln Electric because they don't really make this one anymore. But the video wasn't as much about the welder as it was about how Lincoln Electric, even on their entry level products, makes a very good quality product. So, if that's a little too off the mark, I haven't, that might not be recommended. Me, definitely not best practice, but I did do it on this welder. It retails for $279, shipped 49 of them. I've made $410 on that one.
So far, every item you've been talking about is over $100, except for the GPS. What's that thing called?
Well, the dash cam, it was
Dash
a
cam.
hundred even,
The dash cam, 100 even. Everything else has been well over $100. So,
well over, well over. I've
yep.
got another outdoor item here. This one doesn't sell as much as the other ones, but it is related. The retail on that one is $13.29. I've sold 7 of those, and I've made $372. All right. The next item I will share with you, it is a Mr. Cool 4th generation mini split 1800 K size unit. That one retails for $21.20. I've sold 6 of those and made $360. I have a indoor jetted bathtub that I purchased. We purchased this right after moving into the home and remodeling our master bath. Just so happened to buy it on Amazon well before I'd even heard of the program. Sold 5 of those. Oh, that retails for $15.41. I've sold 5 of those for $333. So by the way, since those sell around the $70 mark, I do pretty good whenever one of those sells in the days. I've had days where you'll hit a bathtub and a Dominator basketball goal, and next thing
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, that was a $600 day. Nice. You know, Item number 11 is my Hobart welder. Retails for $11.49. Sold 9 of them for $273. That is the last. All of those items I've gone over so far are items I already owned. The next 1, 2, 3 items are from a friend of mine. I went over to his place
Hmm?
and did his 18-pack combo kit for Makita. I did his little roll around scaffolding. And then somebody had brought one of these little steamer scrubbers for the floors at work. So while that was there, I
Yeah.
went ahead and knocked that out. Actually had them show me how to use it as I recorded them. And on those items, there were $688, $275, and $159. And I have sold quite a few of those to the tune of $269, $245, and $241 on commissions. So those are all outside of my home, didn't own them. The next
Yep.
item Andrew actually did as well. I bet this is one of your top items. The Makita Quat Series air compressor. Is that on your list as well?
It is.
What number item is that for you? that a top 5 item? Well, while he's looking at that, that thing retails for $238. I've shipped 50 of them and made $231. So next time I ship one, I will be even on it. But of course, I owned that well before I ever heard of this program.
Yeah, it's number 8 for me, and I've sold 38 of them. Pretty solid, man.
Nice, very nice. So so that one is an item I owned already, and here we go. The first item from China that makes the top list. It hit number 16. It's the Ask Echo golf bag that I was sent that retails for $200. I have shipped 53 of them for a commission of $226. That's been a winner. Also, I really like that golf bag. I use it a lot. Well, I use it
Nice.
every time I go
Yeah.
play golf. So, um, Jet Cyclone Dust Collector, very expensive item that I purchased myself, $1,785. I've only sold 4 of them for a commission of $225. That's just not a quick selling item.
Mm-hmm.
Bosch Bulldog, and I'm almost done. I got 3 more. I got a hammer drill here. It's a friend of mine, and I've sold 47 of those. It runs $163. This will be the 3rd cheapest item on the list, but I've sold 47 of them for $214 in commission. So that I've actually made more than what that would have cost me. I
What's
probably
the
should have
price
bought one
point
of those
again in
for
that?
myself because I borrow his all the time. $163, and I've made what's the price point on the drill? I've made $214. DeWalt thickness planer. I have owned this thing for a few years now, and that thing runs $600. I've sold 12 of them, and I made $213 in commission. That's the item I owned. The last item is a China product. I would have never guessed this would have done anything. I regretted even bringing it that I said send it to me. Okay, but it's an $80 retail item. It's this caster that goes on a gate. So if your gate's sagging, you put this caster on it. I put it on there, did the video. I've sold 82 of those, shipped 82 of those for a commission of $207. So free product. I made $207 on it. And that's the list, man. 2 items from China, the golf bag and that caster I just mentioned. I had 4 items from friends, and the rest of the 20 items were products I already owned.
Okay, cool.
So
That's great. So tell me,
go for it.
very cool. So tell me about, let's just break down some numbers here. So of your top 20, what is your, so when did you actually get below $1,000, like in your commission? How many items did you actually sell that got you over $1,000 commission? That's my first question.
The top 5 items were all over $1,000.
Top 5 over $1,000. Cool. And then units wise, the dash cam sold the most, right?
Correct.
And that one was $100, and you sold how many of those?
638.
And then what was the next?
That was over the course, Andrew, of the last maybe 3 or 4 months.
Wow. And let's look at let's just do like the top 3 or so as far as units wise. Just really curious about that.
Okay.
Units wise, like what's your next one after that?
My next one after that was my number 1 product that retailed for $13.85. I sold 108.
108. Okay, awesome. And then what's your third one?
My third one was a bathroom item for $400. Sold 98 of those.
Okay, cool.
$2,200.
Yep. Yeah, awesome. So is there anything, what's the lowest price item that's in your top 20?
Is that $80 caster.
Okay, $80 caster.
And it was the 3rd most sold that we just talked about. Is number
Okay.
No, 4. Number 4.
So top 20, let's break this down real quick. Top 20, how many items, so I know you kind of do this on the fly, but I know you spent some time looking at this. How many items were over $1,000 of your top 20?
5.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then how
And
many items?
I had one item over 5,000 and one item over 2,000.
How many items were between 500 and 1,000? Okay. And then between 100 and 500.
Wait a minute. Well, you're asking about total commissions, right?
No, the number of items that you actually have in your top 20. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Ask
The
the
number
question.
of
Wait a minute.
your top 20.
Back up then.
Looking at the distribution. Yeah.
All right, back up. I might have answered your last question incorrectly. Then I was going off of commissions.
No. Items priced over $1,000. How many in your top 20?
7.
7. Okay. And then items between $500 and $1,000 in price point. Okay, 3. Cool. And then between $100 and $500.
10. Wait, 9.
Okay, cool. We can edit all the long silence
And
between
one
it. Less
and
than
one
100.
item under 80, and one item under $100.
Yeah, okay, so that should all add up. So that's 10, 19. Yeah, there's all your 20. Okay, cool. So this is really interesting. So you've got, this is Jim Ed's numbers. This is going to be, it's going to depend on, it's very different across different people. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my numbers also. But so he has 7 items at over
Hey,
$1,000.
before we move on, I got some more interesting things, but go ahead.
Yeah. But I'm not. Yeah. So over $1,000, 7 items. 7 of his items are over $1,000. So that's really paid off for you, right? I mean, that's huge. And then you got some between 500 and 1,000. You got 3 there, and you have 9 of them between 100 and 500. So you can make some really good money on those items that they're not even over 1,000, but you've sold a lot of those items, at least a few of those. And then you got one that's less than 100. So it's telling me, is the item worth reviewing if it's less than $100? Of course it is. Of course it is. But if you can get some of those items, 10, 20 items that are over $100, man, get your hands on those things because you can make some serious cash. I mean, that's where your life-changing cash came from, right? I mean, you're talking
Absolutely.
that top 20. What is that? I don't know if you can just really do a quick. In the top 20, how much of that $40,000 is in that top 20? The whole 80-20 rule.
$16,600.
Okay, so we're talking not quite 80-20, but I'm going to say almost half of your revenue came from the top 20. That is freaking crazy. That is freaking
Dude, and it's top 20 out
top
of
20.
700 plus videos.
That's insane. So that's
So this is more than the 80-20 rule here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's not even close to 20. Yeah, if you did 20%, it would be 80% for sure. This is not even 20% exactly. It's not even 20% of your items. Good call on that. Yeah. This is a very small percentage of those items. Yeah. Yeah.
So, here's what one should probably do if they're in my shoes. If I was talking to somebody that was brand new in the program, like Michael. I mean, Michael's not
Yeah.
brand new in the program, but Michael's having some large success with a handful of items because he's got 150 or now 200 videos now, I think, and he's
Yep.
making similar numbers to me, exceeding my numbers quite often. So, what would I tell Michael in this situation is, man, you probably need to pull your top. I mean, he's got 200 videos, probably his top 20, top 25, 50, and go through that list and go make some more videos on those 50.
There you go.
Hit them
There
at a
you go.
different angle. Try to get a couple more carousel hits on these items that are already driving the business.
Exactly. Yeah. So what else did you have interesting you want to talk about?
Well, no, that I was gonna I was gonna share with everybody that the 16,000 of my 40 was off of these top 20 items. You ended up asking the question, so I just wanted to make sure that we covered that before we moved on. So you and I were on the same page already.
That's wild. Yeah, I'm just looking at the top 12, top 10. I mean, I have some duplication of some of the items, but just to show you, there's only one item in my top 10 that is under $100. And that one item I sold, it's my highest selling item, actually almost my highest selling. It's priced at around $49 and I sold
What
144.
kind of product category are we looking at?
It's pet product. The pet product.
Pet products. Okay.
Yeah, and I've made $276 on that item. And my best selling product is actually it's the price point's about $117 ish. Sold 150 of those. And actually, this is probably if I did all the math on this, actually I probably sold more of that. Actually, I've actually sold about 200 of this item, and it's retailing around, a little over $100. And this is a thing; it could be 100. It's the way it works is someone could buy one piece or they could buy 10 pieces. So most people, I don't want to give away what this item is, they need to buy about 10, you know, to make it for it to work. It's a home improvement item. It's a house, product.
Oh,
So
good.
was really interesting, which
Oh,
worked
yeah, I
really
know what it
well.
is.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
I've noticed this, like, I've I've done, like, chairs. I've done
yeah,
chairs before, and, like, every now and then, it's like somebody goes up and buys 9 of these office chairs, and it's like, "Oh, that was a pretty big item today," you know?
there you
So
go.
those items, you gotta keep your mind open, go, "Hey, this is gonna be one of those items that somebody they're never gonna buy 1, they're gonna buy 9 or 50 of," you know?
And I'm going to go and say this. Okay, so I didn't do the full analysis that Jim Ed did because I was actually we talked about this today and I was gone from the house the whole time. But what's really interesting about this here just looking at the few items here, it's the same story. It's the revenues come from those items. I know Jim Ed, right? It's the items that are expensive. It's those expensive items. And if you can, and you go, well, I don't have that many, get your hands on those things because you have 20 you were able to find, looking at your numbers again here, you're able to find 7 items that are over $1,000, and that was huge revenue for you. So find those items. I found a couple. I found one, two items that are about almost $1,000, and those have brought in some nice cash for me, right? So they brought in about $1,000 between those 2 items. I'm just doing really quick math. So just looking real quick, those items that I'm just talking about that brought in the most money, they're not. I don't own those items. I don't own those items. I went over to someone's house. Another item, it was at my business. There's only one of these items here looks like that I actually own myself. One item, actually one, 2 items, three items I actually own myself. The rest are all
Wow.
items from somewhere else. So what's the moral of the story is get creative, look around, look around to your friends. If you have some friends that have tools or whatever it is, or it doesn't have to be tools, but have some really nice high end stuff, talk to them a little bit, right? If you go to work, your boss is cool with it. You see some stuff like, wow, this is a high end printer. Talk with your boss, make sure your boss is cool with it, saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. And if he's like, oh, I don't know if you can, fine. But most people are like, I don't care. Go ahead, go for it.
Or if he's not a cool boss, just wait till he's not there one day and do it, you know?
Just quit your job then. He's like, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But it's like, so it's pretty cool. I mean, Jim Ed, even you've got a lot of crap in your house, like a lot of crap. You got a lot of nice products at your house, right? But even you're saying,
Yeah, even
hey,
me.
this top 20, a lot of, yeah, you believe it or not, Jim Ed actually had to go outside.
Even?
He had to go outside his home to
Yeah.
find some products that were worth reviewing. So I think it's just, and Jim Cochran keeps on coming to my mind as far as like, because we're going to be doing this course with him, and he's like, no business, no successful businesses operate in a vacuum. You can't, it's like to be really successful, you need to get out of your little bubble and talk to others. It's community, it's networking. That's how it works. So can you do Amazon influencer and not talk to a soul? I guess, sure. But you're going to be a lot more successful if you talk to others, get to know some people, network a little bit, and you know what's going to be a lot more fun also. And I love that this has brought Jim Ed and I together, Jim Ed and me. Yeah, this has brought Jim Ed, doesn't matter the grammar, whatever, has brought us together just because we're actually able to do this podcast together. So if it wasn't for Amazon Influencer, we wouldn't be doing this. We'd probably be not talking about Amazon Influencer at church once a
Yep.
week, right?
Yep.
So this is really cool, man. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Do you have anything else to say about your numbers, Jim Ed?
Well, just to kind of piggyback on what you've already said, yes, get outside your house. Andrew has done a great job of that, a much better job than I have. His top 10 certainly reflects that. But I will say, I'm out of town doing this podcast today at my parents' house, about 12 hours away. And I did go through my dad's shop a little bit and noticed that my nephew has a welder there for when he was taking some welding classes. That bad
Yeah.
boy is $4,500.
Woo!
Ask me if I did a video on that, Andrew.
Did you do a
Ask
video on
me.
that?
No, I didn't, Andrew. I did 2 videos on that.
That's what I'm talking
So
about,
I
man.
did the welder. All right, listen up, guys. Here's a little pro tip here. Now, this is a $4,500 welder. Probably not going to sell a whole bunch of them. There were 2 reviews on the carousel, on the bottom carousel, and one of them was, I would say, fair, and the other one was terrible. So what I'm going to now do is put 2 awesome videos up. So I put a long video up of about almost 3 minutes long, and then I put another video up of like, and I put in the title, "This is my favorite thing about this welder." And it is. I took the excerpt of the longer video and put in part of that video, put a new thumbnail in it, showing what I did like about that welder the most. So now I should have 2 excellent videos on the carousel. They're going to
Nice.
look a lot more professional than the 2 that are up there now. Hopefully, I get the nod. People look at my video. I'll probably, hopefully, move up to the top of the carousel. So whenever this item is sold, I think I'm probably gonna make a couple $100 every time it sells. Need to
Sweet.
do the math on it, make sure, but
And pro tip, just if you're just doing what Jim Ed does, looking at the videos on there, even if they're bad videos, look to see if they have any thumbs up. I think they still have that on there, right? If you see any likes on that, and you can see sometimes, like, man, you can tell if people are watching a video in that category or for that product by the number of likes. And if you can get on there, that's gonna be a really good thing. The second thing I was gonna say
yeah.
is we talked about this a little bit. My father-in-law did a video for me. He goes, "Hey, I just did a video." I didn't even ask him to. He goes, "Hey, do you want to use this for your Amazon influencer thing?" I was like, "Sure, sounds good." I did a few edits to it and just threw it up there, and it's done really well. It's actually one of my best-selling products here. And I said during Christmas, I was like, "John, I really like that video you did. I made a lot of sales from that." He goes, "You did?" I was like, "Man, do you maybe have anything else?" He goes, "As a matter of fact, Andrew, I just got me," and he said what it was outside here. I'm about to love to demo it for you. Let's do another video here next week. So, give me another video, another
What
video.
what category is
It's
that one
lawn
in?
and garden type thing. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
outdoor lawn garden.
Hey,
Yeah.
guess
So,
what's coming, man? Workout season's here. Okay.
yeah.
So if you've got a treadmill at home, or you know somebody who does, it's on Amazon, you better get on it. And then right after that, it's going to be time to start buying the lawn equipment. So
Guess what I
get it
sold
reviewed.
today, my friend?
What'd you sell?
I sold me a spin bike today. So if you got a spin bike
Nice.
that you're using to hang your laundry on, go ahead and review that thing. Take the laundry off, review it, and put the laundry back on it. I don't care if you use it or not anymore. Just review it.
Don't
So
use it.
I'm, I'm,
Don't start now.
yeah. So yeah, exercise equipment for sure. Actually, just go to Academy and just do footage of a spin bike in your local academy. And I'm just kidding. Jim Ed's like,
You know
you,
what would be
you
funny?
don't go
You
there,
bring
man.
in this. Now here's what you got to do. And I'm totally kidding, guys. Don't do this. So, but you get you some hinges and some sheets and staple onto some like 2x2s, and you fold them up, and you carry it in with a ladder. Anytime you carry a ladder into the store, it's no questions asked. This guy's here. He's here to work. Means business. Go over to the spin bike, unfold the deal, and put it around the 3 corners. It shows you, spin bike. Oh, you know what would be even better? You do it on a green screen. Put green fabric. It shows you like on a spin bike going through the mountains. God, yeah, this thing is awesome. You got my wife over here recording it. But anyway, on to the next spin bike, onto the treadmill. I'm running through the woods, whatever. That'd be funny. They're like, what are you doing? Oh, never mind. I've got a ladder right over here. I'll get back at it.
So I've got these shoes that I'm just like, I just say, hey, here's these shoes I have. I'm just like, the camera's on it, so boring. But I just wonder, I'm trying to figure out, how do I demo my shoes? I'm running in these shoes here. They're great. Would that be a better review? I don't know, but it'd be funny. It would be kind of funny. Remember that guy that we were talking about, that YouTube sensation where he always has a camera attached to him and he does these crazy stunts? have
I
that
saw a
have a little
TikTok on him
body
talking
cam on
about,
you, whatever, as you're running. And you're just like, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
who knows? But
Now, I tell you, you're kind of kidding about that. I, I kind of do something like that with the welding today. The welding
yeah,
video, I got the welder out. I got down. I had my welding helmet on, and I told my wife start recording, and I was, putting an arc on the deal. So I stopped. So I just do that for like 3 seconds. Then I stop, pull the helmet up, and I start talking about the welder.
that's
So
cool.
it really
Yeah,
it really wouldn't hurt if you like come jogging in you're a little out of breath, but you recover pretty quick because you ran for like
big sweat on your shirt.
30 yards maybe. But
Yeah,
you come in and you're like, man, these are super comfortable, and you kind of go into things, but it kind of does show the product in its natural environment, kind of
yeah,
displaying it correctly. And to me, that's yeah. I mean, you can get creative with some of this, and it really makes for a better video.
yeah. It's a lot of fun, man. It's cool. And I just got home from where I was, and we had this big old huge box outside, and she's like, must have got something else sent to you from China. And so it's like this big desk, and I'm like, I forgot I even ordered it. And sometimes, Jim Ed, you're like, what did I order now? It's like, oh yeah, I
Oh
forgot.
yeah,
It's
no
coming in.
clue what it is.
It's bigger than I thought it was. You said you took you like 5 minutes to put together something you got. It's going to probably take me 3 hours, but
Yeah, it took me more like 30 minutes. You're gonna
oh,
be
30 minutes, whatever.
so
We'll see
so
what
here
it is.
here's a little thing that's gonna be funny with that, Andrew. It's just you and me talking, but
Uh-huh.
whenever I get those in, they'll typically have a couple different Allen wrench set sizes. So the first thing I do is I go over to my grinder, because that thing's got a turn on it. The
Yeah.
Allen wrench does. I'll cut that 90-degree part off and I'll put it in my drill. And then I'll go get a different drill for the other size. I'll cut it off, put it in the other drill. So when I'm putting it together and it takes me 30 minutes, I'm using a drill. You're going to be over here cranking this thing
Oh
by
yeah.
hand and using that little wrench that comes with. It's like as thin as a dime or thinner. And, yeah, it's going to
Hmm.
take you a little while. Have fun with that.
You got the tools, man. You have the tools. It makes things a
You
lot
might
faster, don't it?
you might tell, yeah, you might get with your father-in-law and say, hey man, there's a lunch in it for you if you want to come over here. I mean, we're talking, Whataburger, but there's a number one combo with cheese on there for you if you want to come put this desk together for me.
He'll say, I really do like that jalapeno cheddar biscuit. That's
Yeah, yeah,
goes down
that is
really
his
easy.
favorite.
He likes that a lot.
Yeah,
Well, Jim, it's good stuff, man. I mean, hey, you've nailed it this year, man, and it's been a good year. I mean, I guess this is probably our last podcast for the year. It is our last podcast for the
yeah,
year. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up if you're cool with that. I mean, guys, the people who have stayed with us, we've done this podcast. I don't know how many months now we've been doing this, but it's been a lot of fun. And at the least, if we have just a few people that we're able to learn something and really become part of their routine, we're honored. And we've heard that from several of you that, like I got a little lazy one week, and we actually were talking to Michael. He's like, hey, where's the podcast, man? What's going on? When are you gonna upload it? We've had others too that just they look forward to it. So I really do appreciate it, guys. And this has really helped us to be comfortable presenting topics and thoughts. And this is going to make it that much better, our course that much better, I think, because we're comfortable with each other and we've thought about this stuff so much now that it's a part of our DNA. Like we just think about this. We really are living and breathing this a lot, and it's a lot of fun to talk about. So I'm really looking forward to the course, as you guys know. And we do have the link. The link is, I know we told you before, it's just AZ Influencer, proven AZ Influencer .com. If you look in the show notes, it's bit.ly. If you use the bit.ly link, it's just bit.ly, and then it's slash Amazon. Sorry, bit.ly bit.ly slash proven AZ influencer. Okay, so it's bit.ly proven AZ influencer. That's the link that you can use as well. And that'll be in the show notes. So anyway, where can you find us, Jim Ed?
well, the best place to find us is over on our Facebook group, and that is Side Hustle Heroes HQ. Make sure you put the HQ on there and join our group. Get in the community. We've got Michael in there that's like detail answering all questions. It's like he's on payroll. Michael, thank you, buddy. We sure appreciate it. We appreciate everything you've brought to this. I'm kind of trying to get on a weekly call with Michael just so that I'm up to speed on kind of what he's got going on, because we're running pretty parallel programs. And I think that he's doing some stuff that's making a lot of sense, and I want to make sure that I'm not spinning my wheels and that I'm getting the most traction I can with the time that I'm spending in the program. So, and then of course you got Cody. I don't think he owns a Facebook account, but he's kind of part of our tight knit group where we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. So
He's in
we
he's
may
in
be
there, man.
yeah, hang in there, Cody.
No,
Um,
he's in the Facebook group, man.
oh, is he? Now I
Yeah,
thought you meant like sometimes Cody's all bummed about his numbers, so I'm like, hang in there, man.
yeah. It's, oh,
But
Cody, if
hey,
you're
look,
listening, just hang it up, dude. You're not gonna make it.
yeah, you're wasting your time.
Yeah,
Now, I think, Andrew, one of the things we're going to end up doing towards the end of the course is putting together some masterminds. So that's just another reason you're going to want to be in the course.
our Facebook group will continue the way we have it right now, but if you join the course, it's going to be a brand new Facebook group with lots more people than are in our Facebook group right now. And guys, let's be honest here. We have not done a lot to promote our podcast. This has really been for fun. And you might say, well, there's only like a handful of people, like 50, 60 in our Facebook group. In our podcast, I don't know how many people. I mean, we could look at our numbers and see how many people we have listened to us. We don't have a ton, but we haven't paid for advertising, doing that stuff. This is just really just word of mouth so far. And most of the time, and honestly, it's been spent making sure the content's good, making sure that we're in the trenches learning about this. It's not about promoting and doing all these things. It's like that's not what we're about. It's getting comfortable and good about this topic. So that's what we're doing. So guys, like there is I don't know of any other podcast that are talking about Amazon influencer almost exclusively, but we plan to
Yeah,
continue to do
not in this detail, I wouldn't
on
think.
this detail. And
No.
we will continue to do this as long as Jim Ed and I sort of have that, feel like there's a need for it. As long as we feel like there's need for it, we'll keep doing this. Is that fair to say, Jim Ed?
Oh, absolutely. I certainly enjoy it and love helping people. And Andrew, thank you for all that you do. And we look forward to seeing everybody on the next one.
You too, buddy. Have a good one.